Hey guys, welcome back to Tone Plays NetHack. Last episode, we were coming back up through the dungeon, making our way back to the mines, and just taking care of a few tasks along the way, identifying rings, stopping by the general stores, and picking up some loose ends, and just fighting things along the way. And here we are back in Minetown. So, I think the goal here is going to be, we definitely want to stop by the altar, BUC-test everything. And I don't know if I've described that before, but when I say BUC tests, I mean BUC-test, blessed, uncursed, cursed test. Just to figure out the beatitude of all of our items. And we'll sort through our armor once again. Just trying to get our AC up a little bit. Every enchantment point counts at this point in the game. And then we have a few options. Based on what's in these shops. I don't remember what we left in that general store. But we can, I'd like to try and get a full inventory formal identification. Would be big for us right now. So that would be nice. I have 4 identify scrolls we could use for that. So we'll see if we can get that going. And, oh, I also want to buy protection, which I'm going to do first because that gold is pretty heavy. Yeah, I got gold weighing me down. Humble brag. But yeah, let's go ahead and do that first. That not work? I don't think I selected it. There we go. So again, the price for protection, or the cheapest price that you can pay, is 400 times your experience level. So 4,400 for us, since we are level 11. I don't think protection is one of them, but if you buy, what's it called, clairvoyance, which I like to do later in the game often, it's 200 gold times your experience level. And it's basically something that reveals portions of the map as you travel around. If the gold you donate is less than half the gold you have in your open inventory, it doesn't work. So just out of habit, I just pull out what I need and donate it. Although I don't think it's really necessary for protection, honestly. So I should probably stop doing that for protection. But it is important for clairvoyance. Let's go and chat with this priest. Priestess of Offler asks you for a contribution for the temple. How much will you offer? I'll offer Offler 4,400 gold. You give the Priestess of Offler all your gold. Thy devotion has been rewarded. So, did we just jump from -3 to -6 AC? Heck yeah, 3 points of protection. So the first dose gives, what, 2 to 4, I think? And then every dose after that, it only gives you 1. So the first one is big. If you can just afford 1 purchase of protection at some point in the game, it's well worth doing. Anything after that is just, a bonus on top of that, depending on how much gold you have. But I will do it again. Come here, priest. Stop running. I'm gonna give you money. And there we go. So we just got 4 points of protection. Or 4 points of AC. It's not, depending on any equipment, like armor or anything we have equipped. That's just there. We could have no inventory and we'd have 4 points of AC, so that's pretty nice. It just brought us from -3 to -7, which I'm feeling way more comfortable about already. So yeah, that was good. I am happy about that. We should keep track of the AC we have from protection somewhere. I like to write it down, but maybe we keep writing on this lizard corpse. 4 AC, poison shack. Alright, that'll work. Alright. And well, I guess we want to grab everything that we don't know the BUC status of. stressed. Got a lot of heavy stuff. We'll drop everything. I'm gonna hold on to that gem. Knowing if a gem is cursed or blessed or whatever, it doesn't help you, and it just makes them more difficult to manage. I usually forget and drop them anyways, but it's kind of better to leave them uncursed, honestly, because then they'll stack. Alright, we have lots of goodies to check out. Hats first. Worker's helmet is blessed, it's a good sign. Yeah, we have a +2 leather helm, so let's see if we can actually beat that. Oh! An uncursed leather hat. Interesting. Hang on. It didn't reveal +0 until I took it off. Did you see that? There was a bug they were talking about the other day that had to do with leather jackets. And this might be related. I should write that down and report that. Because that should have been revealed the moment I put it on. I wonder if that's a curses thing or not. Interesting. Where's my timestamp here? We're about 6 minutes and 30 seconds in. I'm gonna look that up. Turn 19153. Very interesting. That appeared to be a bug, and I wonder if it's related to the other thing that was going on. At least it tells you the AC when you remove it, but that should auto-identify when you put it on. Very interesting. Well, maybe we're gonna help improve the game while we're here. Tidy up some odd bugs. Obviously, that's not a very impactful one. It's happening for all of them. That's gotta be a curses thing. That's new though, right? That had to be introduced recently. I don't think that's been happening for us. Very weird. Let's keep an eye on that. Let me take it off. This. Yeah, I did that for everything. They're all +0, so it's kind of lame. I guess we're gonna stick with our +2 leather hat. Yeah, that's new. That didn't happen last time we were trying on armor. Very interesting. Alright, what else do we have here? The shoes next. This is where I get in trouble using curses because my eyes are fixated on the inventory window on the right, just so I can see what letters to put on and take off and what's happening there. And sometimes I miss what's going on in the middle of the screen, and I actually died because I spent like 10 turns managing my inventory while Rope Golem was choking me to death. And I didn't even notice. So, yeah, just be aware of your surroundings, guys. A little public safety announcement here from Tone. Dungeon PSA. But yeah, let's take off these shoes and see what these are. We got a blessed one. Everything's +0. Well, I guess I'll stick with the blessed ones at least. What else do we have here? Shield, cloaks. Oh, and the mithril coat. Hang on. Try this mithril coat out. It's +0, but +0 Dwarvish is better than +0 Elven to begin with. So, a little upgrade there. One more point of AC. Now let's check out the cloaks and the shield. And then the Elven cloak we just want is that it's technically magical for the purposes of polypiling. Alright, so let's try these on real quick. That's really annoying. So all armor doesn't give you its AC value until you take it off. I wonder if that's only for +0 or if that'll apply if we actually gained AC as well. Or, you know, had an enchantment on it, I should say. Alright, I think Dwarvish round shields are heavy, and I'm not really even using those anymore. Am I? Let me look that up real quick. Yeah, large round shield is just the unidentified description for a Dwarvish round shield. So yeah, it weighs 100, but it's 2 AC. The Elven shields only weigh 40 and they're 2 AC. I think we have an Elven shield in our pack, maybe? We're definitely gonna ditch that. So I guess we're gonna stick with the leather cloak. Brought the round shield, the Dwarvish cloak. I'll keep the 2 Elvens. And then let's grab everything else we wanted here. No blessed spellbooks, that's unfortunate. Ooh, that ring was cursed. Everything back in the bag. Looks good to me. Alright, cool. Check the map. What do we have here? Large dog. I wonder if I should tame that. I should at least make it peaceful, right? I'll throw a tin of stalker meat at it. Just because that would be funny. The tin of stalker meat misses. Oh, is it not peaceful? Oh, I guess we're just gonna kill it. Where's my blindfold at? I already have it on. Ah, quivering blob. Great source of poison resistance. Oh, you know what happened? I hit the quivering blob instead of the dog. The dog, the quivering blob was in front of the dog, but I couldn't see it. That's funny. Oh, I killed that poor dog for no reason. Thought it didn't want to turn peaceful. Normally throwing food, including a tin at them, will make them peaceful. That's hilarious, actually. I didn't know that blob was there. Sorry, doggy. Okay. What was in the shop again? 2 bags of tricks. Those are good poly fodder. They're magical tools. They can turn into things like magic markers. This leprechaun real quick. Oh, he juked me. Alright, I'll let him go. Alright, so what do we have in here? Dwarvish cloak, dented pot, wolf scare monster, level 6 spellbook, random items. Heck of daggers I could take. Alright, let's price ID here. Oh, what did it work out to? Our 15 charisma and our tourist tax. I even want to figure it out. We just try to ID our inventory first. Here's what I want to do. I'm not gonna make you guys watch me price ID. It's the right thing to do. It's not the fun thing to do. Buy some food over in that deli while I'm here. Ate our last food ration. We owe 266. Let's... We want to do this. Long hallway works. I'm gonna polypile real quick. And I'm just gonna do like the lazy version. I need to keep one either pair of boots or cloak. These elven ones for stealth. I'm gonna hold on to the boots. Because if I get like a cloak of magic resistance at some point, then I won't want to swap it out for the elven cloak. I think the boots are more swappable once you have like endgame equipment. I'll hold on that +1 pair of boots. Elven cloaks. 3, I should say. I'm bother with potions and scrolls right now. Ooh, rings are good to polypile. I'll hold off on those still, though. I'm gonna do this one of lightning, too. Just because I'm not gonna be recharging it, and it would be nice to get an ID off of it when it turns into something else. Oh, and 2 unicorn horns. Grab those. So we'll polypile all this stuff. It goes like 3 to 7 tiles, I think. The beam from the wand. Speaking, I need to grab the wand. Better not be empty. That would be quite the tease here. How many items do we have? I don't really care about the amulets, so I've got 4 pieces of armor. 2 unicorn horns, 2 bag of tricks, so 4 tools, and a wand. I basically have 9 to 11 items. So do those all in 3 tiles, which is what I think I'm gonna do. My like lazy polypile rule of thumb is just to leave things in stacks where you don't have more than 4 items in them. It's not something I've ever spent much energy on, like in maxing. And I try to keep the materials different, so I'll drop like the elven cloak, an amulet, so it's like metal and cloth. Then I don't know, a wand and a unicorn horn. Because I think the amount of items of the same material that you drop in a pile increases the chance of creating golems. Just try to vary it as much as we can. We're definitely gonna have duplicates of cloth items here. Oops, I had more I wanted to drop. Bag of tricks there. What did I leave in pile? Like 1 cloth item. So let me swap out wand, bag of tricks. So I have 2 cloth items in every pile. I have 3 in this last one. Do I have a lamp? I want to make sure I'm not zapping like a monster. Okay. Okay, want to polymorph, zap, feel shuddering vibrations. What do we get? Iron wand and a rotted pair of walking shoes. So armor has a very high rate of transforming from magical to non-magical, so it's a big crapshoot, but it's worth it because when you get good stuff, that's gonna be a magic lamp at first, but you can't get magic lamps from polymorph. I guess we just haven't seen an actual lamp before. Usually you have oil lamp identified already, so when you just see like a lamp, you usually think it's a magic one, but like I said, you can't get those from polypiling. I don't know if we have a light source though, so that might be nice. Oh, I thought it's a magic marker at first, that would have been nice. Right. Stuff we don't care about. Let's go back here. See all this stuff. The crested helmet is cursed. That just means it was the cursed cloak I had. Because it maintains the BUC status. I don't know if aprons are considered magical. I think they might be. I'd have to resort to like a list or something. I believe the iron wand is going to be empty still. So engraving with it can't really help us out. That worked out a little bit. Here's what this helmet is. Let's go ahead and... yeah, I guess we should go for, again, the corner here. See if we can ID everything in our inventory. Why not? I could do it in the shop and ID all the stuff that's in the shop as well, and then just drop it. Do that. There's a potion in there and some spell books I didn't feel like buying. Revenge on this leprechaun. Sweet. Yo, money. You probably stole from us in the first place, I'm sure. Yeah, dog. So, great monster. So kind of like we did with the grab that. Kind of like we did with the throne earlier when we had the potential to identify items and we wanted to like pull out items just in case we got that chance, and we didn't in the end. We want to plan for the best case scenario here, which would be a full inventory ID from these scrolls. So I have 4 scrolls I'll identify, and I need to use 1 potion of water to bless them. So let me dip. Your 4 scrolls called Identify glow with a light blue aura. So we now have 4 blessed scrolls of Identify. I may as well to just make more inventory space. Oh, this is where being in a shop is kind of annoying. I can't just drop everything here. Well, I guess I can. I just have to make sure I don't actually sell it. Let's go ahead and drop anything we don't want to identify, like this apron, the tin of stalker meat, corpse, potion of extra healing. I guess we could just throw it all in our bag. Actually dropping it. Do that. It's a little cleaner. Gotta increment the counter on that wand. For everything in, I guess. Grab everything that we might want to identify. I already have a concave amulet in my inventory, so I don't need to pull that one out. But like 1 of each scroll would be helpful. Oh, there's much more in there that I did not grab. Okay, spell books. We have all this stuff we've been accumulating for the entire game. But we don't know what a lot of it is because we haven't formally identified much of it. We've actually done a good job identifying items through the the resources that NetHack gives you to identify them without formal identification, which I've said this a lot before, but I think that's one of the most core skills in NetHack to really playing well and doing better is learning how to identify things without formally identifying them. Let's see what this zinc wand is. Let's grab all this stuff, and then we'll pull out a bunch of wands. I may as well formally identify this lamp. I guess I don't have to. But, gems can be useful too. And then we can identify some of the wands just to figure out how many charges they actually have. Those, and then anything else. Oh, actually have room for more. What else do we want to ID? I don't really want to ID anything, to be honest with you. Tinning kit? Sure. Nope, we are at capacity. Alright, well, let's read one of these scrolls then. Oh! We got the full inventory ID! As you read the scroll, it disappears. This is an identify scroll. And then, boom, everything's identified. Sometimes, it'll just ask you, it'll give you a list and say, what do you want to identify? Yeah, oh. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing, especially when there's so much stuff you don't have identified. That is great to see. First try, too. Sometimes I've gone through like 10 of those scrolls and not even gotten it. The chance I want to say is like 20% or something. It's not awful. But you do have to be ready to go through a bunch of scrolls. But when you get it on the first one like that, it's beautiful. Alright, well, let's see what we've got now. An amulet of restful sleep and an amulet versus poison. Those are both worthless to us. All of our weapons were +0. First, -1 Helm of Brilliance. Now that's interesting. So a Helm of Brilliance will increase your intelligence and charisma based on its enchantment. I don't know if it applies a negative enchantment. I've never tried. But if we enchanted that helm, we could improve those stats. And that could be good for spellcasting for us if we end up learning any spells anytime soon. So that's not a terrible find from that what was it, our polypile session we had there. Honestly, getting any useful magic armor is a nice bonus. Let's see, Scroll of Amnesia, Confuse Monster, Destroy Armor, Enchant Weapon, Fire, Food Detection. We already had identified the Remove Curse. Bring out Remove Curse is nice. Any other 80 value scrolls we get are going to be Enchant Armor. They're the only two from that category. Amnesia is worthless. Confuse Monster is pretty nice. If you curse them, it's self-confusion, which can be valuable. And if you're polymorphed into a monster, it's also self-confusion with any BUC status. Destroy Armor has a marginal use for whatchamacallit. It can be used, I think it has to be cursed, but you can use it to boo-proof, so you can make your armor fireproof or rust-proof or whatever, which is nice. And if you're writing scrolls, it takes less charges than enchant armor, which can also do the same thing. So it's got some use. I usually hold on to a few of them for that. Let's see, Uncursed Scroll of Enchant Weapon, that's nice. I wonder, I might wait until see if we can get an artifact or something. Oh, you know what I just realized? We'll get there. I'm wondering if we should have saved our bags of tricks to summon monsters to get an artifact gift from our god. I wasn't considering that. I think that might have been a better use than to polypile with them, since the chance of getting something useful from polypile is so slim. Scroll of Fire, not useful. You may as well blank it, but if you ever get slimed in the late game, you have to inflict fire upon yourself, so that's a marginal use for it. You can do it with wands and other things too. So sometimes you hold on to one for that reason, but we're probably just going to blank that. We do have a wand of fire already. Food detection, kind of worthless. If you read a blessed one, you get the food appraisal trait, which will warn you once if food you're about to eat is not safe. Which is kind of nice. It's not worthless, but it's really not a huge boon. Well, let's see, what else do we have here? Spellbooks, Blank Paper, Confuse Monster, Great Familiar, Sleep. Oh, Sleep's a nice spell. Forget what schools, let me look it up. So the Taurus can get Basic and Divination and Enchantment. Sleep is Enchantment, I think, so it's a level 1 spell. That is good enough. So let's read that. That will be good for us. And then Teleport Away. I don't think we're going to use Create Familiar or Teleport Away, so I'm not going to bother buying or reading those. Well, I can get Skilled in Escape. It's probably enough to cast Teleport Away. We'll come back to that. We'll think about that. Let's see, fruit juice potion, hallucination potion, a blessed potion of invisibility. That'll give us permanent invisibility. And if it wasn't blessed, we could drink it and get temporary invisibility, then eat that stalker tin that we have, and it would give us permanent invisibility anyways. But that stalker tin still has value because if we eat it while we are invisible, it'll give us the see invisible intrinsic as well, which has value. Monster detection. I like monster detection a lot. The duration is pretty short for it, even while blessed. So the use is kind of marginal. I usually save some for the astral plane. I like to know where all the monsters are there, so it's nice for that. Object detection is pretty nice. I really like to have one for the castle. We have a ton of those from nymphs though. And then a potion of sickness. So we can dilute fruit juice, hallucination, and sickness there. We can probably dilute a bunch of object detections if we want to make more water. We have a curse ring of polymorph. That's one that the sinks spit up. Protection from shape changers and regeneration. So protection from shape changers and regen are okay rings. I usually like to keep protection from shape changers around. You never know what they'll turn into. Let's see here. Wand-wise, so that one that we polymorph is just a wand of light, which is easy to identify anyways. Secret door detection was that zinc one that had no message when written, so that's nice to see. And everything else that's there. We know the charges of everything, which is nice. When you have like really valuable wands, it's nice to know how many charges it has, because sometimes you're in a situation where you only have one action to get yourself out of it safely, and if your wand has 0 charges and you don't know it, that could be bad. An oil lamp, as we thought, and some worthless glass. Cool. That was extremely successful. Oh, man, that was exciting. Full inventory ID. How great is that? Alright, well, let's call it here. In the next episode, we're gonna go deeper into the mines. Things are gonna start getting really exciting now. So I'll see you there.